Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Seeing a white woman come out on the internet to cry herself out. Why? Because the husband might be deported. Why is the husband being deported? The husband is being deported because she voted for Trump and she has a child with the man, or maybe she has a child that the man also took as his. But whatever it is, I don't care. At this point in time, I do not care. Now, let me tell you all something. This administration, they did not hide what they were going to do. They were very open with it. And this woman does not like the husband. Why am I saying this? Because this woman intentionally voted against the husband's deportation. And she is here crying a river. Help me. You are asking for help, but you tagged Donald Trump Jr., you tagged Fox News. You know people to tag, so continue to tag them so they can come to help you. Because at this point in time, I am not sure you are getting any help. It will dawn on you real soon. You all thought that you were doing my people, or it is my people that it is going to affect. But you live with in fact, you live with an illegal immigrant. Nobody should tell me about anything illegal. I know why I called him illegal. Yes, because that is what they call other people. They call other people illegal. You know what? Let's get into this video.
Okay, I don't know who this message needs to reach. First of all, I'm going to ask for prayers on the situation. And second of all, I'm going to ask that if anybody knows any resources or anything, this is a desperate matter. And I don't want to come on here, but I've made every phone call. I've been praying. I don't know what to do. My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here, he goes to college, he's always worked, he pays taxes, he's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported. My daughter is 3 years old. And I don't think anybody is understanding how dangerous it is in Venezuela right now. He was held at gunpoint as a child.
I voted for your daughter's father. I voted for him to stay in this country because I saw the mass deportation signs that was being held up at the RNC. I listened and watched him denigrate and disrespect immigrants in this country. I heard him when he said that immigrants were poisoning the blood of this country. I heard the people around him say that Puerto Rico was a floating pile of garbage. I heard the people around him say that they were going to work on revoking the temporary protective status of immigrants in this country. I heard him say all of this, and therefore I voted for the black woman. You didn't. So what are you going to tell your daughter? You're going to have to tell your daughter that you chose ignorance and racism over her father being able to stay in this country. That's what you're going to have to tell your daughter. Yeah. Cue the music.
My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here, he goes to college, he's always worked, he pays taxes, he's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported. My daughter is 3 years old. And I don't think anybody is understanding how dangerous it is in Venezuela right now. They're trying to send him back. And I look like a fool and I don't care. It's so wrong that they are being put in the position that they're being put in, and I don't know who to contact. I don't know what to do. They have done every single thing the right way, and they don't deserve this.
Ma'am, we do understand. We do know. We get it. That's why we voted for Kamala. What did you think he meant by mass deportation? Who did you think he was going to come after? Did you really think that it was just not going to be you? It was just not going to be your family? I don't know why the algorithm always puts these people on my FYP, because I hate seeing people suffering. I don't like it. Okay? But, ma'am, we told you this. We told you this. He told you this. Trump said they had signs. Do you remember at the RNC mass deportations? Like, we told you over and over again that he's saying just the criminals, and it's not just going to be the criminals, it's going to be everyone. Mass deportation. And I have to say, the thing that just actually makes my head hurt the most is your caption of this video. In the caption, you're tagging Donald Trump and a bunch of his people in his administration, and you're saying, I know it's not your fault. That's what you said in the caption. I know it's not your fault. No, it is, though. It is. It's absolutely his fault. It's what he said he was going to do. It's what the plan always was. We tried to tell you this, and we begged and pleaded and walked you through Project 2025. We tried, ma'am. We tried to tell you, we tried to spare you from this. I don't have that situation. So I wasn't voting for me. I was voting for you, for your family. And you didn't do the same thing. I hope it works out. That's all I can say. I hope it works out. God.
Okay, so I don't know who this message needs to reach, but this is an urgent matter. I said I wasn't gonna do this, but every time I do this, you do this, and we do this, and it gets done. My daughter's father isn't illegal, but he's one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones, I swear. He speaks fairly good English. Like, it's not perfect, but I can understand most of what he says. I don't know who to talk to, and I've been praying and asking the Lord, our Father, Donald Trump, if he could just do anything, and I haven't heard from him. Him and his mom have been over here for 10 years, and they're from Venezuela, and I know that's like the worst country ever. At least that's what Daddy Donald says. He was held at gunpoint as a child coming home from school, and his mom, they forced her to, I really can't say, but they forced her to do terrible things. If anybody knows who I can call or text or email or fax, like, this should not be happening to me. I like this one. He shouldn't have to go back. He's mine.
Now, if you follow me, you know I am all down for helping people, especially by the problems caused by this administration. Problems that I'm sure Faith Ann did not endorse or vote for. So Faith Ann is looking for some assistance. And I'm going to refrain from using troglodytic, translucence, glowworm escapee from the Caucasus Mountains by way of Snow Bunny Lane to refer to her, because she needs some help. And I'm going to try to help her get the help she's looking for. Let's see what Faith Ann needs help with.
Okay, I don't know who this message needs to reach. First of all, I'm going to ask for prayers on the situation. And second of all, I'm going to ask that if anybody knows any resources or anything, this is a desperate matter. And I don't want to come on here, but I've made every phone call. I've been praying. I don't know what to do. My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here. He goes to college. He's always worked. He pays taxes. He's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported. My daughter is 3 years old, and I don't think anybody is understanding how dangerous it is in Venezuela right now. He was held at gunpoint as a child.
Now, Faith, you say you didn't know who to ask for assistance, right? But you tagged Donald Trump Jr. and Fox News, Fox 13 News, Fox National News. Yeah, you tagged Fox. So I don't know. I don't know if you're really looking for help or not, because that's who you tagged. And also, I noticed this you right that reposted this video about saved by a felon and a hillbilly, a video that starts off with "They could never make me like you, Harris," saved by a felon and a hillbilly, right? So I'm assuming, this is where your sentiment lies, and this is who you voted for. And did you say your baby daddy, your whatever, is from Venezuela? Did you not hear the rhetoric that J.D. Vance and Donald Trump engaged in against Venezuelans while they were campaigning for the office of president and vice president of the United States? How they doubled down on their positions? Even after being proven just as wrong about Venezuelans as he was about Haitians eating dogs and cats, that he still campaigned on that issue. Listen, let me get this right. So when this administration revoked the TPS status of Venezuelans that were legally in this country in order to deport them, what? You thought he was talking about just criminals? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Keep tagging the people you're tagging, because those are the ones that are backing these policies. And since this was your sentiment then, that they could never make you like Harris, and those of us who liked Harris are the ones who are out here doing the work to help black and brown people not get deported, that must mean you don't want our help. But I'm not a cruel guy. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. First, do y'all like my ankh? Y'all like my ankh, the symbol, my ankh? Yeah. What I'm going to do for you. I'm going to help you in the way that you ask, by thoughts and prayers. I'm going to send my most heartfelt Christian thoughts and prayers to you in your time of need. That's what I'm going to do for you. I'm really going to take some time and send my Christian thoughts and prayers to you. By the way, do you like my ankh? You like my ankh? Yeah. Anybody gonna tell her? Anybody gonna tell her? Well, you all have the day you deserve. And may the ancestors judge you accordingly.
Okay, I don't know who this message needs to reach. First of all, I'm going to ask for prayers on the situation. And second of all, I'm going to ask that if anybody knows any resources or anything, this is a desperate matter. And I don't want to come on here, but I've made every phone call. I've been praying. I don't know what to do. My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with his mom. He graduated high school here, he goes to college, he's always worked, he pays taxes, he's never committed a crime. And yet, they are being denied citizenship here in America, and they are at risk of being deported. My daughter is 3 years old, and I don't think anybody is understanding how dangerous it is in Venezuela right now.
Did y'all catch the messages of the post homegirl reposted? To willingly and happily vote for a felon just so you can take the choices away from other women is diabolical. Happy about voting for a felon and someone found liable for SA just so you can hurt others and take the reproductive freedoms away from other women, which I can do a whole video about by itself, because it's not taking the choice of whether or not to have a kid in most cases. In most cases, it's taking the choice away from doctors whether to save that woman's life if that pregnancy goes wrong. That's most of the cases that is happening right now. But in that video, in the rest of the video that I could find, you talk about how your boyfriend's mother was forced to do terrible things in Venezuela. So you care about her body now. If she had become with child when forced to do those terrible things, would you have forced her to have it? But seriously, how does it feel potentially sending her back to a situation like that because you couldn't mind your damn business? You talk about the future of your daughter because of your choice to happily vote for a felon. Your daughter no longer has agency over her own body. Your daughter may even be stripped of her right to vote. Your daughter has been stripped of her right to get ahead at work with the repeal of DEI policies. Your daughter may now grow up fatherless because of your inability to mind your own business and your need to force people to assimilate to a faith that they may or may not even believe in. The Bone Spurs campaign was very transparent about their ideas when it came to mass deportations. Where did you think that those millions and millions of immigrants were coming from when the vast number of crimes committed in the United States are committed by American citizens, born American citizens, not immigrants? But the thing is, the stats were so easy to fact check. It was so easy to look up and see through the lies that he was telling you. But you were so blinded by hatred and so blinded by the disdain you have for women having control over their own bodies, by the hatred you have for women making their own sensual choices, that you didn't even realize that your choice put your own family in danger and your daughter's future at risk. As a proud part of the 92%, I voted for your boyfriend. I voted for his mom. I didn't have to know them. I didn't have to think that they are one of the good ones. I didn't have to know how hard they worked to be in this country. Because just like your family, your boyfriend worked hard to be in this country, so did everyone else who has been in this country, working our fields, working the hospitality sector, trying to get educated and build a life for their families, fleeing persecution in their own countries. They worked hard too. And I didn't have to know them personally to fight for them with my vote on November 4th, 2024. But when your disdain is higher than your intellect and you have an inability to empathize and have compassion for other people, this is what you get. So it just seems to me as if the F around is now coming all the way around to the finding out. Have the life that you voted for. Everyone else is.
Hi, Faith Ann. I'm not sure how you got on my For You page, but welcome. Now, Faith Ann is asking for our help and our prayers. Should we give it to her? I don't think so. Let's meet Faith Ann. Now, Faith Ann is a Trump supporter. She has a baby's dad. She has a 3-year-old. And guess what? Her baby's dad is up for deportation. And Faith Ann wants us to help and pray for her. I think Faith Ann has got us fucked up. Faith Ann, you're going to have to live with your decisions. You're going to have to tell your sweet little daughter that you helped send her daddy away. Now, you have an option of packing your shit with your daughter and going to Venezuela with your boyfriend. Now, if you don't want to take that, you could just stay here in America with Donald Trump, the person you voted for, and fuck off.
I don't know what to do. My daughter's father has been in. I'm sorry, I don't feel bad. If you haven't seen this video, this is a mother of a 3-year-old child who is crying because her husband and the father of her 3-year-old child is Venezuelan and has the risk and possibility of being deported back to Venezuela in a very dangerous position right now. And I feel for that fact of the matter, and I feel for her daughter and her husband. But what I mostly feel for is the fact that they have such a stupid mother and wife. Because in her caption, she also added, at Donald Trump Jr., I know this isn't your fault. Please help me. And that is where I stop to feel bad for people in these positions. And this goes to every Latino in our community who voted for Trump as well. Why are we acting shocked by him implementing mass deportation policies when that was his entire campaign? Why are we acting shocked when his number one issue with the United States was immigrants and he made it very clear he wanted all immigrants out? What? You thought you were safe because he was marrying a white woman?
You thought you were safe because he has a half-white child? You thought you were safe because he was doing it the right way. Newsflash, millions of Hispanics here are trying to do it the right way as well. Do you think the Trump administration cares? No. His goal is to get every single immigrant out of this country, regardless of the way you're doing it. I have had family members waiting 20 plus years for documentation and papers and still have not received it. And I lived through the same experience in 2019 in his first administration, so I could tell you firsthand, it's not about doing it the right way. There are millions of good people being deported and forced out of the country. You think he cares? Did you think your situation was special and that it's not happening to anyone around you? And you really thought he would care because you are a white woman crying to him about your Hispanic husband? Newsflash, he doesn't care, and nobody in his administration cares. And I don't feel bad because based off your caption, you probably voted for this. And if I'm wrong, I apologize. But if you voted for this, then this is the exact representation and the reflection of your actions. These are your consequences. What is flawed in the U.S. is the immigration system and process. It is taking 20 plus years. And it was never about the illegal immigration. It's about immigration, period. And may I add, about Hispanic immigrants. So I find it incredibly difficult to empathize and in my case, sympathize with you because this is the direct result of your vote. And I cannot feel bad for it because if this was my family, me, a Mexican woman, a darker woman, if this was my family, you wouldn't feel bad. And this is the exact response I would give to whether it be a Hispanic, a white woman, an Asian, a black woman crying about their Hispanic neighbors, friends, or family being deported. If you voted for Trump, you knew this was going to happen and you supported it. You voted for it. So don't come onto TikTok crying and acting shocked now. We warned you. We knew this was going to happen. That you wanted to play a blind eye because you thought you would be special is on you, my love. So sorry. And you know what? For your daughter's sake, I hope you find a resolution. But I'm going to tell you right now, my family couldn't. And my little sister was 4 years old. And here we are still struggling with it to this day. I carry it in my heart every single day. So I hope you learn. I really hope you learned your lesson. And I hope you realize what your vote counted towards. Oh, and your final question of how am I going to explain to my daughter she may never see her father again? I could give you the perfect explanation. It was you, my love. You and the stupid Trump supporters who voted for this. Yeah, tell your daughter that it was you who voted for this president and this administration to do exactly what is happening to your husband. Because that's what it is.
My daughter's father has been in America for almost 10 years.
And here we have another very sad case of F around and find out. I'm very sorry that this is happening to your daughter's father and to your daughter. And, you know, hopefully when she gets a little bit older, you can be brave enough to explain that you're the reason. It's your fault. You actively chose and voted for her father to be deported. And you can scream it to the rooftops that this is not what you voted for. But I think you're quickly going to find out by posting this video online that it is exactly what you voted for. And ignorance is not an excuse. We all try to tell people like you, we voted for your family to stay together. You chose to break your family up. I don't know if it was because you are racist. I don't know if it's because you stupidly thought that this man would lower your groceries every month or your health insurance, or maybe you wanted another kid and thought you were going to get free IVF from him. I mean, there's loads of lies that he spread that people ate up. And for other people, it was just they didn't give a shit unless it was going to affect them. And you thought that this would not affect you. And now, I don't know if he's your husband, but the father of your daughter is going to suffer. And your daughter is going to suffer. But remember what Tom Homan told you. He said the whole family can go together. So while I do have empathy and compassion, and if I can find some resources, I will leave them down below for you. Tom did tell you that you're welcome to go to Venezuela with him. Bring your daughter with him. But you say in your video that Venezuela is not safe, that your, let's just call him husband for this video, he came to America because it wasn't safe there. Totally understand. I, for one, really don't care what the reason was, but certainly safety is definitely a reason that any of us would run to another country. And people like myself and people that voted for Kamala understood that your husband deserved a place here, right? He deserved to live a life where he could be happy. You say he went to high school here and college here. So did loads of other people that are being deported right now. And you didn't care about that. You thought because he didn't commit any crimes and he pays taxes that he was safe. But what did you think? Did you think that all the other immigrants were just hiding in the shadows and not paying taxes? Because they do. Did you think that they were all the ones out committing crimes? No, it's white people like us that are committing crimes. People that were born in this country that are committing the crimes. And to put in the caption of your video that it's not Donald Trump's fault, it is quite literally Donald Trump's fault. Because he took away the program for Venezuelans to stay here. You chose to get rid of a program that would have saved your daughter's father and kept him in this country. So it's a bit hard for the rest of us to have empathy for someone who posted this when Donald Trump won. You were certainly happy then. This was an open book test. There were images everywhere. If you listened to his speeches and those that he planned to put in his administration speeches, if you read what they said online or what they said in news interviews, you would have known damn well that your daughter's father was on the chopping block to be sent back to Venezuela. So that just tells me that you really did not care. You thought you were untouchable. You think that he's a better immigrant than all the other immigrants. And it's very hard for the rest of us to have compassion for that. Because for the last, God, what month is it now? Almost 9 months, we've been watching innocent people be taken away from their families, their children, and be deported either to their own country that they were born in or to a country they know nothing of. And you didn't care then. You only care now because it's affecting you, and that's called selfishness. So I hope you figure it out. I hope your man finds a way to stay here. I truly do. He sounds like he's a great member of society, and I wish you had the same empathy for all the other immigrants who are doing the same exact thing as him. And if not, pack your bags and take your daughter. And if you don't want to do that, then you have to suck it up and own what you've done.
He has done everything the right way, trying to come here from Venezuela with it.
You know, this is gonna sound harsh, but honestly, I don't care at this point anymore, because you only care that it's affecting your family. You didn't care when it was affecting other families. I think it should be fair across the board for everyone, not just for some, like you think you're the exception, because you're not. And I'm sorry it's happening, but you voted for this. Your reposts give you away. They do. I don't know what you want us to tell you. Biden literally gave Venezuelans asylum. And what is Trump against? Anything that Biden did. Maybe write a letter to the president. Let's demand for an immigration reform. But that's not the priority. The priority is funding CBP and ICE, not USCIS. I don't know what you want.
He's been in America for almost 10 years. He has done everything the right way.
No reason to cry now, Faith Ann. You did, after all, vote for Trump, did you not? I find it ironic that I voted for what was in the best interest of your family.
This is all I got from this video. There are so many things to unpack from this video. There are so many things for white people to unpack. Why? Because they thought they are not touchable. I don't know how to explain this, but I have never seen a chaotic election than this past election. 2024 election taught me so many things that I never knew that people are capable of doing. I never knew that people are capable of betraying their own sibling, their parents, their spouse, their children. Because this past election showed me everything that you absolutely know that your father, your mother, or your husband needs help, and you turn around and vote against your husband's interest, and you were the one very joyful, very happy when he won. Now you are asking for help, and you're asking for prayers, but you tagged Fox News, and you also tagged Junior Trump, right? So it means you actually can tag them. You do not need help. You do not need help. You all do things thinking that it is going to affect others, not knowing that you are not even exempted from it. Because at this point in time, you can see that you are not exempted. Your child right now, I don't know how I hope he or she understand that the mother is a mess, because you are a huge mess. This administration did not hide about their deportation. Black people did all they could because they knew what was at stake: deportation. They knew that you could be deported, your spouse, your children, and all that. They tried all they could, even when they are not migrants, even when they do not have any relationship of being deported to anywhere. But they came out. They stood out for even your husband and the child. And you that is in need, that needs the help, couldn't do shit for yourself. This is how bad it is. I have never seen something like this. It was last year till now that I am saying that you love your mother, because you cannot love your mother and you are letting your mother go. This is how I feel it. Your friends, you see your friends that are that are undocumented, right? You couldn't help. You still voted against their own interests. Like, this is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard. But white women, you all thought see, they really do, they need to lessen their racism, because she thought that she was doing me. That's what she thought, She was doing some other people. When your husband, the man you sleep with, straight up in the same house, like he's next to you, is not documented. That shows how careless, how ignorant, how unintelligent, how unsmart you are. I am sorry to call all these names, but all these are the attributes that make you up. Because if I have someone that I really love, and this man is a fascist, That's why majority of you today are suffering. Some of you do not have 1 cent. Why? Because the people that work with you, you do not feel that they are humans. You do not feel that they deserve life, goodness, and everything. You still voted against them. Man, I cry you a river, cry you an ocean, cry you anything you want. This is absolutely a teachable moment for everybody. Now you are crying, asking for help. Who are you asking help for? From my people that you detest? Ma'am, go and pick your towel where you showered. I am signing out, everyone. Love you guys. Bye for now.